After Spider-Man No Way Home, Marvel continues the multiverse storyline of the MCU with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and I couldn't have been more excited for this film. It is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and I'm going to explain why today. Because it is such a visual treat that met my expectations in every way. Because everything, including the score, the visuals, the characters, the way it like combines previous storylines, including from one of the TV shows, and creates something just so amazing, is really good. It really makes me excited to see other parts of the MCU explored, especially like in the magic realm, because it's one of my favorite parts because I really love fantasy. So yeah, without further ado, let's go on with the video explaining what I like the most about Doctor Strange. So like the first Doctor Strange movie, this sequel makes the best out of its mythology and its visual elements. The themes behind Doctor Strange are one of my favorites in the MCU, and that's why he's becoming one of my favorite characters. But in this movie, I swear Kevin Feige just gave complete creative freedom to Sam Raimi because he just really goes crazy with the story and the visuals. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a really big Sam Raimi fan. I really enjoy those movies and the way he incorporates horror in these stories. So seeing how he mixes like a lot of his elements, so like some of the horror he used in Evil Dead and some parts in Spider-Man, especially like in Spider-Man 2, really makes this movie such a great film. And when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But this movie really incorporates a lot of horror, a lot of like dark fantasy elements, and it really like made me happy in all the best ways because I'm a really big fan of this style of fantasy, and it really shines in this way. And especially because it's so different from all the previous Marvel movies, I think this one does a lot of new stuff, and it really pays off. And I think it's a really good thing because in the future, filmmakers who come to the MCU will have more creative freedom. And I think we saw a little bit of this in Eternals, and we're going to see a lot of this in future movies. For example, in Moon Knight, I think also did a lot of creative stuff, and I really enjoy that. So the story of the movie begins with a girl called America Chavez who transports herself from another universe to the MCU, and there she finds Doctor Strange, and she's running away from demons who want to destroy her. And as the story progresses, Doctor Strange learns about the nature of the demons, and we're going to go into spoilers later, but for now we have to understand that this movie is a multiverse movie, so we see a lot of the same themes we saw in Spider-Man No Way Home. We see a lot of new characters we're going to discuss in this spoiler section, but I have to say that the whole multiverse theme is really good, and I think Marvel's going to have a lot of fun with those kind of themes. And during this journey, Doctor Strange also finds a little bit of himself. So the movie is not just like a cameo fest or something like to impulse other properties into the MCU, and because a lot of people see it that way, but I think this is also like a really good Doctor Strange movie. We see a lot of character building like we didn't see in other movies because they just use them like as a plot device, but here he actually gets a little bit more character development like we saw in the first Doctor Strange movie, of course, because it's his movie. And I really appreciated that because we need more movies that are like character driven, like Moon Knight or like some of the other MCU movies like Shang-Chi. I think those were really well done, and we see that again in Doctor Strange. So now I'm going to warn, we're going to go into spoilers right now, so if you haven't seen the movie at this point, please don't see this part because we're going to go into some really heavy spoilers. So let's focus on the main villain of Doctor Strange 2. So Wanda Maximoff is one of my favorite characters of the entire Marvel saga, and she shines so much in this movie. I think her role in Multiverse of Madness was great, especially as a villain, because we've never seen Wanda this way. We've never seen her as like this like horrifying, just monstrous villain who is doing everything she can to reach her goal, including murdering innocent people. I think that follows kind of well from the last time we saw her in WandaVision. I feel like the Darkhold corrupted her. And although at the end of the series she kind of redeemed herself, I feel like all that was necessary in this movie, like to see how powerful she was. Something we really didn't see in the other like MCU movies. For example, in Age of Ultron, she was like kind of weak compared to this movie, but now we get to see the full extent of her powers. And at the end of the movie, she kind of dies, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see her later. I don't think she's dead. So I think the themes surrounding Wanda are really well done, and her interactions with Doctor Strange in the film are also good, like her entire journey, the way she uses the multiverse, like the path she gets to get there. I think it was really well done and one of my favorite parts of the movie. So that gets a lot of really big points. And also because of all the horror it involves with her. I think she was a really great slasher villain because that's pretty much what she was. Like she was kind of like something straight out of a horror movie in some scenes. And that's one of the best parts of the movie too. The way Sam Raimi incorporates his horror elements through Wanda was really well done. So the entire movie is Wanda trying to get back to her children and Doctor Strange trying to protect America Chavez from her. So the entire multiverse story is really good. So during this story, they travel to another universe where Doctor Strange meets another version of Christine Palmer. He meets other versions of himself, some of them evil, some of them good. And then also he meets the Illuminati, which I'll discuss right now. So for many people, this Illuminati group was the main reason they wanted to go see the movie. They wanted to see new characters such as Mr. Fantastic, previous one like Charles Xavier. And the movie does a funny job with them. I'm gonna be honest, I never expect them to die so quickly at the hands of Wanda, but I feel like it was kind of done as a kind of like a way to show her powers, but also kind of like subvert the audience's expectations. I have mixed feelings about this, but overall, I think it was good. I think it made a really good job to raise the stakes and also to show how determined Wanda was to see her children, and that kind of like added to the intensity of the plot. Also, because Marvel goes into a new direction where some of these characters that are well known are kind of like killed in brutal ways, like similar in like properties like The Boys, like Invincible. And that's something I really appreciated because it really adds to the stakes of the plot. And that's something we don't see in many like popular movies nowadays. So yeah, overall, I think the Illuminati scene was really good. And I really enjoyed the movie, to be honest. I think this movie was really great, really well done. It has some pacing issues, some like really weird elements that I'm sure a lot of people are not going to like. And that's natural, but I think it also fits Raimi's style. I really enjoyed the final battle between Wanda and Zombie Strange. I think that was like straight out of his style. And it just really made me really happy. I really like the horror elements, again, that the movie incorporates. So yeah, those are pretty much like most of my thoughts. I think it was a really great movie. Some people will have issues with the pacing and the style and all that, but overall, I think it was great. I think I had a good time. I'm probably going to see it again. The horror elements were really well done, as well as the characters. I really liked America Chavez. I would love to see more of her in the future, more of her powers, like as she grows. I feel like Marvel is kind of like building this future with the younger characters of the MCU, and I'm all for it. I really like the direction Marvel is taking if they make more movies like this. So yeah, overall, I'm going to give it Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness a 95 out of 100. Yes, I really liked it that much. I thought it was great in a lot of aspects, and it really made my day and my month. I think it's my best movie of 2022 so far. And yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts. I love the movie. Go watch it. It's really good. And I can't wait for the Blu-ray release. I really want to watch it again. So anyways, that's everything for all. Expect more reviews in the future. I know I haven't been active on this channel, but I've also been working really hard on a lot of like videos on my other one, Tomorrow Matters. So if you haven't checked that channel yet, please go check it out in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on Doctor Strange, and I'll see you next time. Bye.